Happy New Year everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to do a video that I've been wanting to make for a long time now. That video is the best movies of 2023. I wanted to do a video where I gave you my picks for my favourite movies of 2023. I didn't think I could because I don't see enough movies every year, but I think I'm going to go with my best 5 movies of 2023 because I feel like that's a good amount given how many movies I've seen. Without further ado, let's get started. But before we do, there is an honourable mention I have, and that is still a Michael J. Fox movie. A movie that I was way too critical of when I reviewed it. I only gave the film a B+. For reference, if I was to review the film again, I'd give the film an A-. The film is so well edited, and it's a great story they're telling about an amazing person. So I highly recommend you check that film out. That film is great, but it's not as great as these next 5 films. And coming in at number 5 is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I really enjoyed this movie. This movie is so well paced, I'm interested in the story, and I love how it was made as though it's this good old fashioned movie. I love the scene where Tom Cruise is on a motorcycle and he rides off a cliff, and he did that stunt for real, and the stunt is genuinely the best stunt you've ever seen in cinema history. And it's so great to see a real star actually doing their own stunts. I'm so glad this movie was made. This movie feels like an older movie, and I'm just so glad to have watched it in a theatre. It was a great experience. And at number 4, we've got Nimona. Nimona is a film that I really enjoyed, and I'm so glad it was revived to Netflix. I'm so glad that this movie was revived after Blue Sky shut down. Rest in peace, Blue Sky, you made some great movies, but this is truly a best. I really enjoyed it. This movie is just a lot of fun. Yes, it's a bit cheap, and I would have liked to have seen it get a theatrical release, let it receive the budget it would have received with Blue Sky. It would have looked a bit better, but that doesn't mean that this movie isn't good. It's a great story. It's like Shrek. I just really enjoyed it. I was really invested in it. I cared about the characters. Just check this movie out. This is a hidden gem of 2023 and a movie that I think everyone must see. And at number 3, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I love the creativity that went into this film. The counter-Earth place. Like, what a great idea is that. I love how the MCU just let James Gunn express his vision. James Gunn is an amazing director. He's written a great script. I really like how the characters have one final journey together that I really like. And I loved learning about Rocket's backstory, even though it was truly tragic. And at number 2, I've got a movie that reminded me why I love movies. A movie that reminds me why I love movies and why I really like good ones. And that movie is Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, directed by Christopher Nolan, is a masterpiece. My favourite scene in the whole movie is the test explosion sequence. That test explosion sequence was so well done. And considering that Nolan did not use any CGI, that shot is even more amazing. That shot just wowed me, and it's my favourite sequence in a movie all year. And I love the way that this movie ends. The final shot of this movie, its meaning, I loved it. The conversation, I'm not going to wreck it with you, but that conversation, it was, whoa, it was so good. I loved it. But coming in at number 1 is the movie that just truly floored me. A movie that I have not seen anything like in my whole life, and a movie that I loved. I loved this movie so much that I bought it on DVD, and I hardly ever buy DVDs nowadays. And that movie is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, a movie that just made me love animation and see how great animation is and how animation can do everything live action can't. Now, I said in my review that this movie consists of some of the best animation ever put to screen. That was such an understatement, really. This movie consists of the best animation ever put to screen that I have ever witnessed. Not the most realistic, but the best. The use of art styles, so many of them. The use of animation, it just looks amazing. The way that animation is used has just floored me. This movie is so gorgeous looking, and I loved every frame of it. And I was way too critical of the grade I gave it, which was only an A. This movie would absolutely get an A+ if I was to re-review it, which I do plan on doing. This movie is just so good, and I loved it. Every single second of it is so great. And the opening sequence, such great filmmaking. This is an example of amazing filmmaking. And Oscars, you better nominate Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse for Best Picture. You keep snubbing animated movies. And please don't snub this one. This is just such an amazing movie. Please nominate it at least for Best Picture. It deserves to win in my opinion, but I haven't seen all the movies. But of the ones I've seen, this deserves to win. But just please nominate it. Please nominate an animation movie. Please, Oscars. I really want you to this time, more than ever. Just please. This movie I just loved. Now guys, thank you so much for supporting me over the last year. Tell me down below in the comments what your favourite movie of the year was. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and helping it grow. Thank you so much for watching that Wreck-It Ralph video, which did so much good to my channel. So many of you are watching this video right now because of this, I bet. That video just did so much good, and thank you guys so much for watching that video. I'm so happy that that video was such a success, and thank you guys for supporting me so much. I started 2023 on only 23 subscribers. I now have 127. And I started the year on a bit over 1,000 views. I now have over 55,000. That is insane. Thank you so much for supporting me. It means the world to me. I am so happy doing this. I'm going to continue in 2024. And I'm the Grinning Critic. And don't forget to subscribe to me.